Well, hello there, Gemini. How are you? It is always so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So, today we are going to take a look at the end of August. So, let's jump into it. Let's see what is on the horizon for you. Okay, so we have the number 29 giraffe spirit. See the big picture. This is a little bit about Sagittarian energy. Okay, so Sag is the opposite sign to you, Gemini. I'm a Gemini sun too, right? So Sag is our opposite sign, and Geminis can get more into the details, into the weeds of things, but Sagittarians, okay, have a bigger picture. There's something here about seeing the bigger picture of something in your life, or perhaps your life in general, all right, and not getting too there's almost like an energy of getting up into your head, right? The air sign energy of getting into your head and over analyzing or something. It's about seeing the big picture of something. So let's see what else we have. Passion and pleasure. Savor your life. Yeah, are you having enough fun, Gemini? Okay, and maybe you've been kind of like down in the weeds a little bit, right? About work or a relationship or a situation in your life. But sometimes when we get hyper focused like that, we lose the perspective of the big picture, the gratitude of all the good things that are happening in our life. And perhaps sometimes we also lose sight of having fun. Okay. And Gemini, we have such a youthful type of energy about us, right? A fun loving side to us. But sometimes we can get so hyper focused on projects in our life or different things that we want to do that we lose track of the energy of just savoring our life, right? Just enjoying it, being grateful for just the simple things in life. Yeah, and then pleasure. Okay, so the end of August is really about allowing yourself to have a little bit more fun, whatever that might mean. This might mean spending more time on your hobbies, right? It could be about savor your life. It could be about savoring new dishes, trying new restaurants, right? Going, even taking a trip, going somewhere new, allowing yourself to get out of the doldrums of something that's going on in your life, something that's kind of pulling your energy down, and seeing the bigger picture. Yeah, because you are moving into the Phoenix rising underneath. You're moving into a new chapter, a new world, but it's kind of like you're having a hard time closing out the old or allowing yourself to embrace the energy of something new, right? Have you gotten too comfortable? Okay. There is this energy of getting too comfortable with thinking life is supposed to be hard or your spiritual journey is supposed to be work, right? You could have been doing a lot of inner child healing lately, but sometimes we can get kind of stuck in that energy of just mulling it over again and again, analyzing, over analyzing, right? Allowing yourself to say, okay, at some point, right? There's good in doing that deep shadow work, right? Inner child healing. But at some point, we have to allow ourselves to say, I'm not just here to go deep into things, right? I am here to have a lighter energy, to also just enjoy life. Yes, I feel like there's something here, maybe about family. This could be inner child work that you have been doing, or the energy around family. It's time to allow yourself to clean it up, right? Cleaning it up means that we allow ourselves to release it. It may mean that you're having some kind of final goodbye to a chapter in your life, right? And this could be maybe you're an empty nester all of a sudden, right? School just is starting here where I live. And so it's kind of like allowing yourself to recognize maybe your youngest is going off to college. So you're entering a new chapter, right? There's something about your family or family dynamics that could be changing. And it's about allowing yourself, there's something about celebrating the end of something so that you can start a new chapter with a much lighter energy than maybe what you are experiencing at this time. You are feeling a little bit orphaned. You could feel like this is your inner child feeling orphaned, rejected, abandoned by someone or some people, a group of people somehow in your life. And maybe with the Mercury retrograde, these energies came up, almost kind of like pulling you back down into that energy of being orphaned, being rejected by others. It's about finding peace with it, understanding, okay, wait a minute, it's all part of the bigger journey, instead of hyper focusing on how you have been hurt in the past. It's not dismissing it, because we don't want to, look at this, Wheel of Fortune's popping out, right? It's kind of like, it's not about dismissing our feelings, right? Or emotions. It's not also about shoving them down. And Geminis, we can be really good about just almost denying ourselves of our emotions. But when we kind of like allow ourselves to only focus on the negative emotions that we may be feeling, instead of balancing it out with also some fun, some pleasure, some joy in our life, right? Then our life isn't balanced. There's something here about allowing yourself to get back into balance. Yeah, you have the Empress energy. I feel like you're moving into, we have the Virgo energy here of doing the things on a daily basis that allow you to be the Empress that you really are. You are rising from the ashes, right? This is the Phoenix rising energy. Rising from the ashes of something that at one time did not work out. Okay, a family situation, a romantic partnership. It could even be like a career or something. Something didn't work out. It's happened a while ago. Something didn't work out, but it's kind of like that energy is still lingering with you. You're having a hard time, perhaps, really savoring life, enjoying life again, because the shadow of something that happened in the past is preventing you from moving forward with a sense of light and joy. I feel like, there was something you were building, perhaps with a certain person, but it's time to go. You're recognizing that. You gained what you could out of that situation. The bigger picture here is about allowing yourself to recognize that not everything is meant to last our entire lifetime, right? In fact, very few things last our entire lifetime. We move houses, we move jobs, we can change out relationships, right? Allowing yourself to recognize that there's something better when you tell yourself the truth. There's something better on the other side. And yet I feel like there's this emotional pull to wanting to, I don't want to say you want to necessarily reunite with someone, but it's kind of like you're wanting the truth out of why perhaps this person decided to go in a different way or didn't want to be a part of your life. It's confusing you, right? 7 of Cups. You're confused. And part of the journey is sometimes just coming to peace, accepting things the way they are, and allowing ourselves to move forward. I'm going to, let me pull one of these cards, because, I think that this is one of those situations where the Gemini mind, okay, the ego, can kind of come to our detriment. And Gemini, we can be very intelligent, curious. We are truth seekers. But sometimes what we have to recognize is that we're not going to know the whole truth about something until this lifetime is over. Some things we are just not meant to know. And I feel like this is one of those situations where you're still trying to figure out what went wrong, right, in a certain relationship or situation. And it's It's not even that you're not willing to take a look at your own part in it, right? It's just kind of like, I want to know the truth about this situation. And sometimes it is about learning to just accept things the way that they are, and know that at this time, you're perhaps not meant to know another person's truth. All that you can focus on is what is true for you, right? Focusing on allowing yourself to heal the energies around feeling orphaned or rejected, coming to peace with it, accepting the situation for what it is, and allowing yourself to move forward. Yeah, because here's the interesting thing. You have romance that is wanting to come in. It's almost the energy here where if you have been held back because of family situations in the past, right? Not being able to understand why you didn't fit in, you didn't belong, they didn't want you part of the group, right? They didn't see you for who you really and truly are. There's this energy of understanding, okay, I have to allow myself to accept the fact that they don't see me for who I am. The only thing I can do is be truthful with myself about how awesome I really am, right? It says you cast a spell with your existence. Magic flows brightly and radiantly within you. It's about not focusing on why other people don't see your own light and grace and beauty and the spell that you cast on others, right? It's the energy of encompassing that and knowing it for yourself and recognizing that for whatever reason, okay, this group of people or a certain person in your life, whether they actually really saw it but didn't want to recognize it, or if they saw it and they were intimidated by it or jealous of it, or if they just really couldn't see it. It doesn't, in this case, it doesn't matter. What Spirit wants to say is, it is time to clean this up because you have a new relationship that is on the horizons for you. It says the time for romance has come. But it's like we can't bring in a new partnership, perhaps even a new family, into our existence as long as we are holding on to the negative energies of feeling abandoned and rejected by others. It's allowing yourself to say, I mean, in a way, it's about allowing yourself to say their loss, right? Their loss. I'm moving in a new direction, taking back your power and not allowing what somebody else has done or chosen to do or has said to dominate, to steal your power from you, taking back your power and instead saying their loss. Because here I am. This is very much Queen of Wands energy. I know who I am. I walk into a room. People want to be around me. I'm a magnet for people that want to be in my life when I believe that I am that magnet. And you are. It's allowing yourself to see it, to really kind of like get back into what makes you special. You know, it's kind of funny because she's kind of like casting a spell there. She's dancing, right? But it's kind of like allowing yourself to be free to be who you are, because I feel like these previous people in your life didn't see who you were. So you kind of contorted yourself to fit what they wanted you to be. This is you taking back your power and saying, well, I twisted myself into a pretzel and they still didn't see how I cast a spell, right? It's kind of like understanding, okay, I'm taking back my power. I'm going to be who I truly am. I'm stepping back into my authentic self. I'm going to really and truly enjoy the pleasure of living again. This is the energy of I'm putting away the old and I'm stepping into the new and really embracing it, sweeping out what no longer is meant to go into this new world, right? When we enter a new world, it's like the Fool card. We have to go in with a beginner's mindset. we don't drag all of the energy from a past cycle into the future. We allow ourselves to cut it off, right? Allow yourself to cut that cord from the past and embrace the new. With this energy of allowing yourself to say, wow, this is a new cycle, right? I don't want to be the previous version of myself. You've transformed. You're stepping into a new cycle. You want to step in with that fresh energy. Allowing yourself to say, in the big scope of life, who do I want to be remembered as, right? Do I want to tell the story of how I've been abandoned and rejected, or do I want to tell the story of my life from the viewpoint of I cast a spell, I'm the magician, I create the life that I really and truly desire? Allowing yourself to rewrite the story, step into your truth, wear your crown with pride, right? Because you have earned it. You've been on a path where perhaps people haven't seen the magic within you, the light within you. It's allowing yourself to say, I know who I am. I don't have to have external validation of that. I'm just stepping back into, I think, a former version of yourself, maybe from a previous life, where you really and truly felt kind of like majestic, maybe even royal, maybe a little bit of, carefree. See how she's dancing there, so carefree, right? Allowing yourself to embrace life, the journey of life, the bigger picture of life, and stepping into it proudly. It's a beautiful energy. Uranus is in Gemini, right? So it's kind of like allowing yourself to say, yes, these next 8 years are your years, Gemini. It's about embracing it. It's about saying, yeah, out with the old and in with the new. This could even mean, with Uranus in, our sun sign, it's a little bit, maybe you want a makeover. Maybe you want to move. Maybe you want a whole new set of friends, right? Allowing yourself to say, what isn't working in my life? And allowing yourself to say, then it's time for something new. If it's not working, it's time for something new, or at least making the plans, right? You don't have to do it all overnight. Making the plans for the new. Allowing yourself to say, okay, maybe I can't quit my job and start a new one tomorrow. Maybe I need a 6-month plan on how I am transitioning out of this job or this career and into a new one. Allowing yourself to say, where can I make changes? Where do I not feel connected to my magic? Whatever is causing you to not feel your magic, it's time to allow yourself to say, I'm distancing myself from that and I'm embracing this newer energy that is available to you. And it does include romance. It does include romance. Wheel of Fortune, okay? The wheel is turning for you. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for you, Gemini. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, where am I called to use my voice right now? Yeah, I feel like this is you almost talking to yourself in the mirror. Maybe that's where you start, right? And start with the positives. What's going well in your life? Get out a piece of paper and write it down, right? What's going well in your life? What would you perhaps like to transform? What's a baby step you can take today in order to move in that direction? But there's something about saying it out aloud, right? I have a tree that I love to go and talk to. It may sound a little kooky, but I love that tree. That tree is kind of like, for me, it's kind of like all of my ancestors live in that tree. And going and hugging that tree and telling that tree, what do I want more of? Asking the universe for the help that you maybe are wanting at this time. A sense of courage, right? A sense of commitment to changes that you want to make. A sense of perseverance. Maybe even clarity. Maybe you're seeking clarity in the best next direction for you. This is voicing it to the universe and really and truly allowing yourself to start speaking your truth, recognizing you may have been holding back your truth, not voicing who you really are for some time because you didn't want to be orphaned or rejected. This is you coming into this. Well, wait a minute, that didn't work, right? I tried that. It didn't work. I can tell you for sure. It did not work for me, right? So allowing yourself to say, then why am I holding back who I am? The only person you are truly orphaning when you hold back your own truth is yourself. So allowing yourself to step into your magic and being who you truly are. All right, Gemini. Wow, powerful energy there. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light. Bye for now.